How does it, whenever Jesus said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, how do you deal with it? Well, depends on if you're a dispensationalist or a covenant theologian or all kinds of questions that come into play there. But in some sense, whenever Jesus came, you can look at it this way. And I think you can do this even if you're not, whatever theological persuasion you are. Jesus came in order to fulfill the requirements of the Messiah and be the king. In some ways, he was established. Whenever he came into Jerusalem and rode on the donkey, and they were proclaiming him to be the Messiah, let's say theoretically, they all accepted him. And then what would have happened had he been accepted as the king? I mean, that is what he was here to do. He was born the King of the Jews. And so whenever you have Jesus coming to the earth, and if you say, I came for the lost sheep of Israel, what you're saying here is, I came as their Messiah, as the kingdom, to set up my kingdom. And I think that's the way in which we need to view it as he is here on the earth, even though we know what's going to happen, even though he knew what was going to happen. Even the apostles, after he rose from the grave, still think, this is kind of a Israel thing. They said, is it this time now you're restoring your kingdom to Israel in Acts chapter 1 after he rose from the dead? He said, it's not for you to know the times or the epochs that the Father has set in his own timetable. And so I think that there's a very real sense that Jesus did come as the Messiah for the Jews, and that theoretically, had they accepted him, things would be very different.
And I would point to the parable of the tenants there. Jesus couldn't have been more clear. The vineyard has been lent out to certain people. The owner sent the son to those people, and they killed him. And Jesus spoke that to the Jews, to the Jewish religious leaders, and said, this is about you. And the text says they understood, this is about us.